So, Jalen, just your evaluation so far. You're 11 games in, so I mean you're a third of the way through the season. Give me your thoughts.
Team-wise,
Yeah, well, both individually and team-wise.
I would say we're playing defense at a really high level, especially compared to last season. I feel like in games where we've really needed to, we've stepped up as a unit and we've gotten those stops and shut teams down. I feel like offensively, we're still figuring things out, getting things more polished. But as the season goes on, we'll be way better. Um, Personally, I would say I need to be more assertive. I feel like sometimes I get kind of lost in the mix out there, and I'm doing other things well, but I'm not really scoring the ball at the level I should be. I'm rebounding. I'm playing defense. I'm blocking shots. I'm doing things to help my team win. I feel like it would be a little bit less on Taz and Sean's shoulders if I could help them out with the scoring load a little bit.
Why is this defense better, in your opinion, than last year? Last year you were giving up about 70 a game. You've got that down into the 60s.
I would say one, we have two guards who are just absolute pests on whoever the opposing team's best guard is, and that kind of takes them out of their offensive rhythm. And then I'd say we have a rim protector. We have multiple rim protectors, guys who can go in there, and guys aren't just going to walk to the goal and shoot layups anymore. So probably that.
Jalen was talking with Kedri and kind of going back to the beginning of the year when Coach Huggins was saying, the defense just really stinks. And now this was like October,
Yeah.
As you guys have progressed from then until now, have you been able to see the defense improve in steps? And, did you agree back then that the defense was as bad as what Coach was making it out to be? Or
You always got to agree with Coach. But since the start of this season, I mean, we didn't feel like we were a very good basketball team, and now we're starting to really play at a high level. And the one thing that I'm sure you've heard Hugs say a lot, I feel like before we really didn't compete how we should, but now it's like it's a dog eat dog world. So we're trying to be the biggest dog, and we're trying to go out there and compete and win by any and all means.
kind of curious. I mean, when you go into a season from a player's, guys talking, okay, well, this guy's going to score this much, and this guy's going to do this, and this guy, it's always offense, And did you guys ever think you would, your hallmark would be defense?
With this group, no, because we have a lot of guys who can score in a lot of different ways, but at the same time, we have a lot of two-way players who also take pride in playing defense and not letting their man score, which is all you need in a team. People who get mad when they get scored on, you have to love that, because I guarantee you the next time they're gonna get a stop. So
A lot of that going on. Guys saying, "Hey, don't get beat."
Yeah.
Because it's a personal pride thing.
yeah, it's a personal pride thing. You'll hear a teammate, "Come on, don't let them get by you. Like, move your feet, trust your feet." It's always a pride thing. You see that ball go through the hoop on the other end than your own. So
It's kind of a different mindset, kind of what Justin was saying. When you're a basketball player, you want to be known as a scorer, right?
Mhm.
And that, but your calling card, and I'm not saying you, but the team's calling card is stopping people.
yeah.
That's kind of a different mindset, isn't it?
Yeah, because a lot of teams, they'll try to have the most high-powered offenses that they can, and the way we win games, we trust our defense. We trust each other out there. You make a break on the ball, you gotta know that your teammate's gonna have your back at the rim. They're gonna help you. So, I feel like with our defensive principles, that's what really sets us apart, because we put a lot of emphasis on helping, and we do a great job at that. And as the year goes on, we'll get even better, which is kind of the scary part.
Is there beauty in good defense? I mean, that's something you probably have to explain to people when they say, when you're watching a game like this, you see a 60 to 58 game, you think, But there's some beauty in that, isn't there?
Absolutely. You'll hear it over there on Wednesday. We start really locking up. It's 5 seconds left in the shot clock. The fans start clapping, all that, and it's really fun sometimes. Even when you're not out there, you're on the bench, it gets you going. Like when your team's out there working their tails off, trying to lock people down, it's fun to play that way.
Defending all the way through the shot clock.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
You talked about getting more assertive on offense. What's Hugs telling you about, does he want you taking more shots? Does he want you to look more for your shots? I mean, what's he tell you?
They really just tell me to be aggressive. Like, however I interpret that, which is when I catch, always think shot first. Like, always have my eyes on the rim. I shoot it at a pretty efficient rate, so they tell me basically just shoot it more. Like, if you feel like you're open, shoot the ball. We're not gonna say anything to you. So.
You feel you pass up some open shots sometimes?
Yeah, but I feel like I just try to play a little bit too perfect sometimes. Like, I feel like I really don't take bad shots, and I'm always looking for my teammates, trying to get everyone involved. And I feel like sometimes I just get kind of lost out there, and I just disappear sometimes. So just got to be more aggressive off the bounce, too. Try to get some finishes at the rim here and there, but just all around, just be an aggressive basketball player. Even if that's not me taking the shot, even if that's me getting all the way to the rim, someone helps, throw a little drop off to the big, it doesn't matter. It's just playing aggressive downhill basketball.
Last year you were able to take some games over on the offensive end. Do you feel like year two on the court, you're kind of a bigger target for defenses?
I would say yeah, because I was in a position where I went from literally not playing, so people didn't really know what I could do, and now I play now, so everybody kind of knows, oh, he's a shooter, he can do this, do that. So it's a bit of a challenge, but that's gonna be at every level of basketball that anyone plays at. Everyone's gonna know what you do, so it just depends.
I think the next step would be to turn this good defense into offense, to be able to create some more scoring opportunities off of your defense. How do you do that?
I feel like we still have room to improve in transition, passing the ball up the floor, just things like that, getting out in the open, using our athleticism to our advantage, because a lot of guys don't have 5 guys that can all be out there and making shots. So.
What was it like playing a natural road game for the first time? I know you had talked a little bit before in the preseason about how certain gyms were packed last year and here was kind of empty. So what was that kind of whole experience like Saturday?
It was honestly, it was a great experience. They had a lot of people in there, but at the same time, the West Virginia faithful, they're everywhere. They packed it. It was probably like 60-40 their fans to ours, but it was a really good experience to get a road win. Anytime you can go to someone else's court and get a victory, that's a big thing. So it kind of prepares us for what's to come in Big 12 play and all that.
What is it about this team during winning time? You seem to play your best with maybe 7-8 minutes to go in the game from that point on. Why you shoot free throws better? You seem to do the things that you need to do that if you'd have done them in the first half, you'd have a big lead and you guys would be sitting on the bench hanging out. Why is it that you I guess stress Virginia is the phrase everybody says.
Yeah, stress
now.
Virginia. I really don't know. It's just like once you hit that 8-minute mark, it's like every single possession matters. Everything matters because it can determine whether you win or lose. So I feel like especially in that time frame of the game, like everyone's going 110%, giving everything they have. And like the level of concentration, especially at the free throw line, like when you're there with 2 minutes in the game, all you're thinking is, I'm making these free throws. Like, there's nothing else going through your head. So I feel like if we can develop that level of concentration throughout the entirety of the game, I think it can help out a lot.
Jalen, kind of along those lines, and this is kind of an old industry standard question here, but, I mean, you got this game tomorrow, and then Christmas comes up, and then, Big 12 play starts after that, so there's a lot to look forward to later. How much of a concern or talk is there about not overlooking this game?
I feel like every single game you really have to go into with a level head because at the start of the game it's 0-0. So anything can happen. Anybody can be beaten on any day. The team who plays better that day will win the game. So you really can't overlook anybody, especially at this level of basketball, because everyone's a Division I player. Everyone was recruited to their school for a reason. So you can't really have a team up here and a team down there because anybody can be beaten on any day, and we've seen that throughout college basketball this year.
Jalen, we've seen your commercial. So how nerve-wracking was it shooting a commercial in comparison to maybe playing in an NCAA tournament? What gets you more nerves?
I would definitely say the NCAA tournament. I think I'm a natural when it came to the commercial. I was being an actor and I was kind of directing behind the scenes, so I'm a natural.
Broccoli, and promote broccoli, would that be different?
No, I wouldn't promote broccoli. I don't like broccoli.
So
It would have been different. I would have been struggling on that one.
So acting's a future for you? You think you got you can carry on?
You never know. You never know. I definitely think I could.
Why did you pick Notre Dame and not the Armory in Fairmont?
It's because the business was located in Clarksburg, so they wanted to do it in their turf. So
I have one more serious question here. How would you rate the closeness of this team compared to the other teams that you were on? The camaraderie, is it comparable? Yeah, 'cause I think it shows up a little bit on the court the way you guys defend.
I would say every year since I've been here, the team's kind of gotten closer. Maybe that's just me, but that's the way I feel. I feel like every year the team gets funnier, and it's like we're off the court, we're brothers. Like, we love each other. We do anything for each other, so it kind of just carries over the same way into basketball.
From an outsider, it looks like you get along when you watch you on the play on the court.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that shows up. That's legit.
That's legit, absolutely.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Yeah, one question on Keedy. Obviously he was here last year working out, practicing, playing. Obviously he didn't have the minutes he's getting this year. So what he's doing this year, being the pest, like you said, out there on the point guards and supplying pressure, was that a surprise to you guys at all? Because, obviously he didn't do that last year, but I'm wondering maybe if you guys saw that last year and maybe we're just now seeing it for the first time.
I wouldn't say it's a surprise. I feel like the thing that sets him apart is that his lateral quickness is quicker than a lot of guys, like straightforward downhill quickness, and he's just so fast. He can really move his feet, but I wouldn't say it's new. We kind of knew since last year because he brought that energy every day in practice that he was going to try to completely shut down whoever it is that he's matched up with. But I wouldn't say it's anything new.
Has he taken it to a different level then, maybe?
I would say it's kind of at a different level. Like, more people notice it because last year, I think it was the game at Oklahoma State, he was in there because we needed stops. We need to win the game. So yeah.
JB, if I'm hungry for lunch and I want a pepperoni roll, what should I get?
Rogers and Mazes.
Only a Fairmont kid can advertise pepperoni rolls.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, appreciate it.
No problem.